Have you ever been part of a group and honestly tried to improve its function, but then been dismissed, ridiculed, or even attacked for your new ideas? If so, you have my sympathy, and you are not alone. Today, we'll talk about group dynamics, especially relating to committees. Welcome to the Retrospective. Agile community has a proverb telling that the best way to kill a project is to wrap a committee around it. I don't know who said it first, but its preceding form was formed by American engineer Charles Kettering, who said, if you want to kill any idea in the world, get a committee working on it. Wow, that's actually even stronger. Going back even more, we find the Roman philosopher Cicero equally unhappy about committees. He said, senators are good men, the Senate, on the other hand, is an evil beast. How is it that morally sound individuals can make really bad decisions together? Back in the 70s, social psychologist Irving Janis found a group dysfunction where members tend to strive for consensus within a group, even to the extent where they adopt groups' opinions over their personal beliefs. Janis called this effect groupthink and described 8 symptoms or warning signs of it. These symptoms are unconscious and obviously unspoken. First, they have illusions about their power and nobody really questions that. Then they rationalize their decisions and label opposing parties as weak, biased, or even evil. And those who would like to oppose group decisions commit self-censorship and remain silent. If some won't, the group can actually use direct pressure to keep people from rocking the boat, quotes. Group has illusions of being in agreement when in reality many have doubts. And finally, mind guards can be appointed who basically pre-process and filter out all new or dissenting information. Here are 3 value propositions that capture the essence of group thinking groups. The first, consensus is valued over free thinking. If someone brings problems or renewal ideas into a group thinking group, that person is very easily seen as the problem instead of the problem itself. Now, this crazy sounding separation of subject and object begins to creep in more easily if the group is cohesive or exclusive. Secondly, illusion is valued over reality. Let's consider a random financial committee. This is a 4-strong committee composed of stunningly beautiful senior executives with a clear purpose: to distribute funds wisely, enable teams, and boost innovation. In the beginning, they would hear project managers' pitches and allocate money fairly, consciously, and assuming everybody's best intentions. Slowly but surely, the committee's power tower elevates and they begin to inhibit the dysfunctions of groupthink. Now they begin to apply biased judgment and biased criticism. This would make it really difficult for innovation projects to get funding, whichever way the PMs bent themselves, motivating, arguing, even begging. Finally, the power tower reaches its maximal elevation and committee now stands above everything and everyone in the organization, inhibiting all traits of groupthink. In their illusion, the committee rationalizes a new purpose: save money, judge solutions, kill projects. After the repurposing, the committee tends to see PMs as beggars that only want to make the committee's life difficult. This is the grand illusion. And thirdly, internal is valued over external. Here, group thinking group is even willing to repurpose their morality in exchange for internal hegemony. Some examples. In the TV series Lost, you may remember when Ben said, "We are the good guys." Now this is groupthink. Think about history, when the Catholic Church burned heretics such as the astronomer Giordano Bruno alive. Groupthink. Or the many historical examples of advisors eagerly whispering in their master's ear, smiling and having fun internally, but repeating lies, innuendos, and launching attacks externally. Surprisingly, compensation or fame can't sufficiently explain this phenomenon, but groupthink can. The scary part is that every one of us has the potential of becoming a tyrant's whisperer. How to prevent groupthink in an organization then? A 2018 study by John Reeves highlights two aspects. First, we should allow project teams to work without improper intrusions. This is something I would just call shortly self-direction, as in a team deciding for themselves how they work and what they work on. Secondly, Reeves says we should foster an environment that rewards project managers and team members for escalating project issues without the fear of retribution. This I would just call shortly psychological safety. Well, isn't it interesting how safety and trust seem to be involved every time when anything good happens around people and teams? Leaving the study now and getting pragmatic, how can we achieve self-direction and safety? If you are a frequent guest on this channel, you know the answer. It's in the name. Retrospectives are a fantastic way to increase a group's self-reflection ability. This agile practice alone will create lots of buffer against groupthink. One could also revisit purpose and sharpen decision making, for example with liberating structures or core protocols. Or one could go full Monty with hierarchic models such as sociocracy and holacracy, where the likelihood of groupthink is heavily decreased since the number of managers and committees is heavily decreased. The night has been dark, long and tiring, but stand tall, my friend. The battlefield is about to get enlightened. As the agile sun rises, committees will fall.